Hey friend, Psalm 33:5 says, God loves righteousness and justice. Yes. See, justice is a concept that I like, but it often raises questions and sparks emotional discussions. In the Bible, justice is a topic that's clearly addressed, and its importance is very evident. Many wonder what justice truly means and how it is defined. Isaiah 1 says, learn to do good, seek justice, help the oppressed, defend the cause of orphans, fight for the rights of widows. We all agree using abusive force or deceit to exploit the vulnerable, such as trafficking humans or abusing children, is morally wrong and seen as an act of injustice. And society as a whole believes that these forms of oppression should be brought to justice. As humans, we desire a fair and just world, even though some justify injustice with their own situational ethics. However, the question remains, what does justice actually entail? It is simply about making things right. In a world that's filled with so much wrong, it becomes difficult to determine what right truly means. Nevertheless, the desire for justice is ingrained within each of us, instilled by our Creator. We long for a world where injustices are rectified and balance is restored. Our understanding of justice is influenced by our perception of a kind and loving and merciful God who is also holy, righteous, and just. God is described as a rock whose deeds are perfect and just. His faithfulness and righteousness form the foundation of his throne. That's in Psalms 89:14, which emphasizes that God's actions are always fair and just. So it's crucial to understand that justice is an integral part of God's character, alongside his love and holiness. And throughout the Bible, we're called to pursue injustice and uphold what is right in God's eyes. Psalm 82:3 urges us to give justice to the weak and maintain the rights of the afflicted. Isaiah 1:17 encourages us to learn to do good, correct oppression, and plead the cause of the fatherless and the widows. Micah 6:8 reminds us that God requires us to do justice, love kindness, and walk humbly before him. In a world, evil and injustice prevail. Children are sold into slavery. The poor are exploited, and human trafficking is the worst it's been in human history. This reality demands our attention and action. We must acknowledge the urgency to protect the vulnerable, fight against oppression, and help those who've been wounded by bringing them the healing and redemption found in God. To pursue justice, we must actively engage with issues of injustice. This involves standing up for the oppressed, advocating for their rights, and working towards their liberation. Additionally, we could pursue justice through prayer. That's the most powerful way, recognizing that the battle ultimately is God's. By praying, we demonstrate our care and our concern, knowing that God cares even more deeply. Prayer requires sacrifice and patience as we trust God's timing and his guidance. So what does this mean to us? How do we summarize this? Justice is an essential aspect of God's character. And as his followers, we're called to reflect this attribute in our lives. I encourage you to pursue justice by actively speaking up against injustice, protecting the vulnerable, and seeking restoration for those who've been oppressed. Doing these things in a way that God shows you, and through prayer and reliance on him, you can make a meaningful impact in the pursuit of justice. Well, I hope this helps, because in an unjust world, we don't see a lot of justice. So be encouraged, and let's do our part.